Just to run through what Prime Minister May said versus some of the accusations that this is a cake-and-eat-it approach. What are others saying about it?
Well, I think in Davos, the people you speak to, that everyone here is a negotiator, everyone here is a realist. And I think a lot of the people you talk to say, of course, this is an opening position. And sort of the having her cake and eat it line reminds me of that famous quote from Boris Johnson, who once said, I am pro-cake and I am pro-eating cake. So, of course, she is going to come out with this position, which she's not going to get everything that she wants. This is the beginning of a negotiating process. And I think, by and large, certainly if you look at the reaction in the pound, her speech today was greeted quite warmly by delegates here, especially the line on the transition deal. That was something that people were really hoping for, but they weren't really sure if they would get.
John, on budget contributions, I thought it was quite interesting that she said we won't contribute to the budget in the way that we have, but if we maintain participation in certain programmes, then we will make certain contributions. Was that the opening of a negotiation from Prime Minister May?
That's certainly what it sounds like. I mean, again, it's very important for her also to sound conciliatory in all of this. It's true that the speech was ended with a thinly descaled threat about Britain's ability to walk away, but she also was at great pains to paint herself as sort of being a constructive member of the negotiations. She wants the UK to maintain close links with the EU, so she doesn't necessarily want to burn all of her bridges right away. And of course, the key question is whether those contributions will remain when we get a final deal. Of course, politically, it might be quite difficult for her to push that as part of a final deal, but we'll just have to wait and see. But that definitely looks like one of those many counters that's on the bargaining table right now.
John, it's one of the counters on the bargaining table. An issue for the market and some participants is what happens if Parliament rejects the deal that she comes back to Parliament with. What is the next stage after that?
Well, that is sort of part of the double bluff going on here. So Theresa May said, she said as a threat we can walk away from this, but then what would that leave the UK with in the first place? So I think the nightmare scenario, I suppose, is that the UK would revert to WTO status. You would have complete legal confusion. That's sort of the position that no one really wants to be in. And I think if you're politically realistic, it's difficult to see a situation in which the UK Parliament, the Parliament for a country which voted for Brexit, would vote down a deal that Theresa May brought back from Brussels unless it was a completely bad one. But then, of course, why would she put a bad deal to the Parliament? So again, it's one of those sort of threats that's in there, but it's difficult to see how that will transpire politically, at least right now.